back into the Sean podcast. Just kicking that booty today. You know, John Big Booty. You know that movie?
You mean USC quarterback John David Booty?
Oh, look at you. Look at you. I was referencing Buckaroo Banzai. But hey, I mean, that works too.
We're talking about college football. How can you not refer to John David Booty? Come on.
Anyways, that's because we're not talking about quarterbacks. This episode, we're talking about those interior guys. Interior offensive linemen, interior defensive linemen. Let's rock and roll, people.
The trenches. Ooh, I like how you changed it to your Drew Pearson jersey.
Well, you know, guy can't get work. Anyways, starting up, Sean, I'm putting you on the fire.
Whew. All right, my number 5.
Who is your number 5 guy?
Yeah, interior offensive line is going to be Iowa. And you're thinking, Iowa, it's got to be like some big guy. It's going to be Kyler Schatz. Now, he's a bit undersized. 6'2", 293. He had an abbreviated 2020 season due to an injury, but he's still showing progress and improvement compared to 2019. I mean, last year, he was limited to 4 games, only allowed one freshman all 4 games. So there's a lot to like there. But like I was talking about last time with some of the offensive tackle prospects, especially the Jackson Kirkland, you did good. It's a small sample size, though. I need to see more. I need to see it over a full season because anybody can have a good 4-game stretch. It takes a lot to get 13 games in. Now, the problem for Kyler this year is he might miss some early parts of the season just because of an injury. It sounds like he broke his foot while baling hay on the family farm. So there's a joke that it's the most Iowa injury happen. Farming, baling. So there's the joke. He's going to miss a little of the season, but he can be a good guard, good interior. He's got a nasty streak to him, which I think is going to serve him well. Just get up the field, show it to me the full season. That's what I want.
All right, and here's the thing, I have belief all in the ability that he can, but I mean we gotta see it put together on the field.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my number 5 guy, some more NFL royalty here. Alec Lindstrom from Boston College. And you wonder, is he related to that, guy, what's his name, Chris Lindstrom? Oh, he is.
Yes.
He's his little brother. And you know something? The NFL genes are there. This guy's very good, especially in pass protection. The where I do worry is in run blocking, because the center is going to be responsible for some of that. But this guy's very smart. Obviously, he goes to Boston College. This is where those kids from Harvard who want to play ball go. I mean, I want to see a little bit of nastiness to him. And maybe some better in the running game, but I do like this guy's game.
Nice. All right. 4 guy. We're going to follow a little bit of a trend. He showed some potential last year, but he needs to show it over a larger scale. So my number 4 guy, I've got Donovan West from Arizona State. He played, this is going to be his 3rd year at Arizona State. He's played all interior positions. He's played left guard, right guard, he's played center. I think this year he's going to focus on center. Now, that's the kind of versatility that an NFL team will like, because you can plug him in anywhere in the interior, he can come through for you. What may not work in his favor is outside of your elite players, is the Pac-12 known for defense, for defensive line. Is he going to face a lot of competition in the Pac-12? Yeah, that's the question. Again, he played 4 games season just due to the short season. So he's got to show me more span, and he's got to play at a high level. If he can't dominate 12 defenses, he's going to have a hard time. But the potential is there. Good athlete. Good athlete.
All right. No, I like that. My number 4 guy, and you're gonna have to help me with the name. Is it Ikem, Ewonu?
It's Ikem Ewonu.
Ewonu from North Carolina State, and this dude's a beast. Like, he's a pure monster. Like, he'll just take a dude like who's like 230 pounds and just like throw him. Like that saying, I trust you as far as I can throw you. He's not allowed to use that saying because he can
a lot
throw
of people
pretty freaking far. So he's a bit of a monster in that way. You know, he's an anchor. He won't go backwards. I do worry about the quicker guys. I do worry a little bit about his movement skills, but I mean, he can develop, and he can do a little bit more. And I think this guy has a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, I agree. It's so bright that I have him as number 3 interior offensive lineman. Now, he plays left tackle, left pack, but his pass protection is a little worrisome, which is why I think he's going to be kicking into guard next level. And he could do really well there. He is an excellent blocker. He's probably going to be one of the best blockers in this class because he is blocking the way, paving the way for your boy from North Carolina State. Did you have a North Carolina State running back on your list? I'm thinking of someone different.
What's that?
Did you have a North Carolina State running back on your list?
I did not.
No. I think that might have been Zonovan. Zonovan's someone who's going to be good this year. But good at run blocking. Needs to work in the pass protection. And if he can't, he's going to be moving into guard in the pros. So that's where I got him in the guard.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I do enjoy this guy. You got him a little bit higher than I do, which is, you know, nice to have a little variance. But, you know, we both agreed that this guy is going to be something.
Could be. Yes. Could be. Yeah.
Fair
enough. Show
fair
it.
enough. We'll say could be. He does have a lot of work to go through.
Yep.
Speaking of a guy with some work but a lot of potential, Zion Johnson, who is my number 3 guy. I really like his game. I think he needs to round it out a little bit better. I need to see more consistency, but he's flashed. Boston College might have a pretty good offensive line this year. They got 2 of my top 5 interior guys, so they got some monsters up in there.
Yeah, and that's the second Zion that you've been talking about during this line series. Right? You had an offensive tackle, Zion, now an offensive guard. Okay. We'll see how many more Zion out there.
Zion appears to be an athletic type individual.
All right, so my number 2 guy is going to be pretty similar to Ewonu, who is a tackle. I think is going to move into guard. Darian Kennard from Kentucky, like who's one of the better run blockers in this class. He could stand to improve pass protection too. Now, he's a tackle right now. He has really the feet, the movement to be a starting tackle in the NFL. So I think he himself is going to kick into guard as well.
And I mean, there's a lot of potential there. I want to see what happens. These converts, it's very interesting, even though I do got one on my list. So we'll see how it rolls there. The guy on my list, I think I like a little bit better than your guy. So we'll see how that goes. My number 2 guy is one of the best offensive linemen in the nation, I believe. And that's Tyler Linderbaum, center, Iowa. And then, I mean, this is a dude. This guy is going to, I mean, if centers did go high, which they rarely do, but I mean, he's one of those centers that could possibly go high, you know, an Alex Mack type guy. I mean, he's very smart. He should be a first rounder. He has athletic ability. This dude is special. And I mean, teams need to recognize that centers are still important. You can take a center in the first round.
Yes, you can. And right now, that's where I see him. Now, I find it blasphemous that you have him as number 2. He is probably the best offensive lineman in college football, which is why he's my number 1 interior offensive lineman. If he entered the draft last season, there's a good chance he would have gone the first rounds. He is going to be the best offensive lineman this year as well. What I like is that he is very proactive with attacking. He doesn't wait. He goes, he puts hands on, he starts pushing people around. There's no hesitation. There's no thinking. It's just automatic. The ball snaps. He's hitting someone right away. What I like about him as well is that he has wrestling backgrounds. Just like another former Iowa Hawkeye offensive lineman who has recently won the Super Bowl, Tristan Wirfs. And he puts that to good use. That's where the hands come in. That's where that, just hitting him right away, that's where it comes in. And I think that's going to work in his favor again this year. It'll be a full season. Another full season. I would like to see him add a couple more pounds on. He's about 6'3". He's a 289. He's under 300. Just, put a little weight on. Put some healthy weight on.
All right, so yes, you're right. Maybe it is blasphemous for me not to have number 1, but again, I go with my potential. And the guy I have a convert. I have Kenyon Green, and I have him kicking in the guard. And this dude is, I mean, offensive linemen are not as athletic. This dude is 300 plus dudes should not be this athletic. This dude would run circles around you at probably 3 times your weight.
Yep.
And I mean, I see an all-pro offensive guard with him moving in. And again, as we noted, the NFL values guards more than centers. I know, we're just supposed to be going off rankings, but unfortunately, position value matters.
And these are our professional experts' amateur opinions. So
True.
now, at Kenyon Green, I had him listed as my tackle, number 3 tackle. When we did our tackle series, he actually plays guard. He played guard last year. He played guard as a true freshman. I think he's going to be taking out the tackle for Jimbo Fisher. And I think he would project a little bit better as a tackle in the NFL. But he could dominate either position, guard, tackle. He's going to do really well. If I had him on my interior offensive line, he would have been my number 2. Tyler Linderbaum, still going to be the number 1 interior offensive line. But he would be a very close second.
Nothing wrong
Okay.
with that.
Okay. I'm not as upset with you putting Linderbaum number 2 on your list. Ooh.
Hey, it's just as it goes.
Yep. It's time to talk about the other side of the ball, the people who are going to be going against these interior
Some of my favorite
offensive
guys.
linemen. Ooh. This interior defensive line class, I think, is going to be better than this past year's, because this past year you had Christian Barber, and then you had a bunch of people with potential, but they needed years. Right? You're not going to expect them to come in starters day one. They needed a year, 2 years of season before they could produce at the NFL level, and that's something we're talking about when we're doing our previous drafts toward the end of last year, 2020. This group here, I like a lot more. I think you have a clear-cut number one guy, and you have a lot more potential behind. So we're going to set that up for you. And I'm going to give you a number 5 guy.
Yeah,
and I'm going to give some love to Ohio State. I don't think I've given them as much love recently. I'm going to go with Haskell Garrett at all, yeah, outside of wide receiver. But impressive athleticism for a guy who's 6'2", 300 pounds. He's got impressive strength. What I love most about him is the motor is always running. He is going to keep playing. He's going to keep going. There's no stopping. Now, as an interior defensive lineman, his size and may be a concern for the next level, which is why I don't have him much higher. So I think he may, emphasis on may, be limited by size a little bit. But there's a lot to like there still.
All right, so my number 5 guy, he's got a lot of work to do, but he's got a lot of potential. It is Tyler Davis out of Clemson. This guy's got a lot of ability. He's got great first step. He's got a lot of athleticism, but he was hampered by a knee injury last year, and he has consistency issues. If he can clean that up, if let's say he's healthy this year and he can clean up the consistency issues, this guy could be a first-round pick. It just depends on how he moves forward.
Yep. My number 4 guy, there's a little bit of consistency I need shored up, but the potential's there, just like you're talking about. So my number 4 guy, Perrion Winfrey from Oklahoma. He has the power. He has the finesse to attack in multiple ways. Love the motor. He doesn't stop playing until the play is dead. He may need to focus a little bit more on the play recognition. There were a couple times last year where he bit too hard in the play action fake, and it took completely out of the play. But there's still a lot to like with him.
All right, so Perrion, interesting. You know, you got an Oklahoma guy on defense. What is going on?
Yeah, you know, an Oklahoma guy in offense, an Oklahoma guy in defense. You know,
I'm just saying. I mean, that's an interesting thing going on there. Anyways, my number 4 guy is Haskell Garrett, Ohio State. You're number 5 guy.
Yeah.
So I just got him a step higher than you. This guy, honestly, I worry about him in the running game, but he's probably got the best pass rush moves out of any player in this draft in terms of the interior defensive line. Dude is a pass rusher. It's just, can you keep him out there? Can you have them out there early? I do worry about that. Teams may want to run at him, and that could be a problem in specific times.
All right, moving on to number 3. I'm going to show some love to Arizona State one more time. The number 3 guy is going to be Jermayne Lole.
They play defense out there in the
Pac-12. Yeah, you know, sometimes. So what stands out for him is size, or lack thereof. He's 6'1", he's 310. He doesn't have the ideal size you're looking at with a defensive tackle, but do you know who else didn't have ideal size for a defensive tackle?
Do not mention Aaron Donald.
You did for me, so I don't have to, but yes. Now, am I saying he's going to be the next Aaron Donald? No. Let's be really clear about that. But,
No, you don't.
but, they say he has lack of size, creates leverage. He's a little bit lower. Boom, creates leverage. He's got the quickness to use that leverage to his advantage. I mean, last year he put up, I think it was 18 pressures in 4 games. Okay, small sample size, but he showed what he can do. I just need to see it over a long period of time. I need to see it over a full season. Just like we were talking about before, anybody can have a good 4-game stretch. You gotta show me 12 and 15 games. You gotta show me some consistency, because when you get to the NFL level, it was 16 games last year, it's 17 games this season. Who knows? 2 years, it could be 18 games. You got to give it to me over a longer period of time. So I need to see it consistently.
All right, so I was talking about you picking an Oklahoma guy. Well, I got an Oklahoma guy, same dude, Perrion Winfrey, Oklahoma, as my number 3 guy. One of the big things that stands out for this guy to me, he doesn't have bad weight. Like, it's scary. Dude is 297 and rocked up. It's just like, God, like, people aren't supposed to look like that at your weight. Like, God. And of course, he doesn't move like a guy who has that type of weight.
No.
No, you're right. This is Oklahoma we're talking about. And they got to prove a little bit. They got to show that they can play defense. So let's see what this guy's got. Let's see if they can make Oklahoma a little bit better out there in the defensive aspect this year.
Yeah. So when it comes to my top 2, I think my top 2 are right now tier by themselves. These other 3 guys I've talked about, they need to show out this season in order to get up to that level. So,
well, they're anything like my top 2 guys. They're 2 different type of dudes.
My number 2 guy is going to be from the state of Georgia. I've got Jordan Davis. Man, 6'6", 330, size, length, strength. This is a bad dude, right? This is a guy who's going to primarily be a 2-down run stuffer. But I need to see consistency. There are some times in the tape where I just didn't see it. I didn't see him put it together for all the snaps, all the plays out there. I need to see consistency over the full season. Show me what you got.
All right, so my number 2 guy, I've already let the people know, is also Jordan Davis. Monster among men. Dude's a beast. Also, beast shouldn't move the way he does. I mean, again, we got another guy who's a massive man who does not move like a massive man. He moves like a dude who's like 150 pounds lighter than he is.
Yeah, nose tackle shouldn't move like that.
No, I agree. And it's not even an effort thing. It's a motor thing. I want to know his motor can last over the course of a season. Now, no, maybe Georgia needs a better rotation because, defensive tackles do need a little bit more of a rotation.
The snaps. I think there was only 1 game last year where he played more than 40 snaps. But that's part of his role. He's the nose tackle. He's that 2-down run stuffer. He's not going to be their obvious passing game.
I mean, he can give you a little bit in terms of taking on double teams.
But that's not where he's
gapping.
Money. Yeah.
But that's not his bread and butter, of course.
Mm-mm.
Now, note, in certain teams, depending on the team, like Baltimore, he can keep the linebackers clean. He can occupy space, and then you get that linebacker blitzing behind free. I mean, the dude can provide this. But moving on from Davis. I think we both have the same number one guy.
The
Sean,
dude,
go ahead and speak on him.
the dude who can provide everything you're looking for. Now, my guy is gonna be the same as yours, DeMarvin Leal from Texas A&M. This is a guy who's capable of playing both edge and interior offensive line. But given that he's pushing close to 300 pounds, I think he would be a better fit on the interior in the NFL. Certainly
Yes.
has the tools to play either, though. So if you put him in a defense that has maybe hybrid flexibility, moving players around the line, this is a guy you want on your team. He has the tools. I'm expecting another big jump from him this season,
I
which
think they even dropped him during the year last year.
I don't know why. I think he's going to make up the ground this year, because if he has another strong season, he's going to shoot up that draft board even further to the point where he could be the first deep player taken in this draft.
I agree with everything you said. Another guaranteed top 5 pick, in my opinion. This dude's a monster. And I know, defensive tackles don't normally go that high. This guy will go that high. He's just that type of dude. We know this. All right. Sewing it up. Some more words of wisdom for the people, Sean.
Words of wisdom this week. Man, I got nothing at the moment.
My whole thing is noticing all these big dudes that can move the way they do. I mean, if you can, get into yoga. Get your flexibility on. Just saying.
Flexibility, man. I can barely touch my knees.